from the mud. There's dirt on my hands.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I've just finished watching Batman Soul of the Dragon on glorious 4K. It just arrived today, popped it in straight away because I wanted to watch it. I was keen for this one. I'm a mad fan of all the DC animated films. I think what they're doing with the animation in these movies is second to none. They're amazing. They might not have the live action films quite right, but the DC animated films are awesome. And yeah, Batman Soul of the Dragon, it was a good watch. So first up, yeah, the 4K, it looks good. Animation always looks good in 4K. This scrubbed up beautifully, the inky dark blacks, a lot of night scenes you could see clearly. So the HDR was used well, but I didn't see a lot of beautiful colors popping off the screen, although I did have some deep reds and inky blacks, and those dark rich purples really did stand up quite nicely. Not a lot of explosions or anything to really kind of leap out of the screen, but overall the image quality was amazing. Now when I do my movie reviews, it's not about the tech specs and the plot and all that kind of stuff. It's generally just my opinion of the film as a fan, and I've been a big DC fan for years. So what did I think of this movie? Well, it's pretty much only Batman in name only. He's pretty much a cameo in this film. He's along for the ride, but it's mostly Bruce Wayne. You pretty much only get Batman at the beginning and at the end of the film. Now, I'm not going to breach spoilers too much, but I am probably going to go into some mild spoiler territory just to give a well-rounded opinion of the film. And yeah, so I might have to dive into some plot points just to kind of get that across. So, like I said, Batman's only in the film at the beginning and the ending, and it's more about the sidekick characters that he's with. So who is in this film? So Bruce Wayne is voiced by David Giantotti, and I hope I'm saying that name right. He's married to Elizabeth Tulloch, who's currently starring as Lois in Superman and Lois. We got Mark Dacascos as Richard Dragon, Kelly Hu as Lady Shiva, and Michael J. White as Ben Turner, and the wonderful James Hong as O Sensei. They're the main players in this movie. So it's pretty much just the formation of this group. It's set in the 70s, so we've got a lot of blaxploitation, martial arts, James Bond, 70s kind of vibes in this film, and I really appreciate that mixed match of kind of giving us a different take on a Batman story. It's really cool having a Batman universe kind of like set in a different time period, and I really appreciate that. Batman's look is pretty much straight out of the 30s comics with the big ears, so I thought that was a nice take as well. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed the film. So it was directed by Sam Liu. What's Sam Liu done before? Has he done many of these before? So he has worked in some capacity through most of the DC animated films in the past, either as a storyboard artist, graphic designer, but mostly as a storyboard artist. So this time he's given the chance to direct. I think he handled it well. The action scenes were good, the fight scenes, a lot of martial arts stuff in this one, and the choreography was really well done. A lot of fantasy elements to it. We have got creatures and stuff, and a really amazing soundtrack. The disco vibes were just really rocking this tune. I really enjoyed it, so that was very, very cool. But I guess a lot of people are disappointed with this one because, like I keep harking on about, it's not really a Batman movie. He is a side character. It is all about Richard Dragon, and I didn't know much about him going into the film. I'm not a big fan of Richard Dragon or Lady Shiva or Ben Turner. I don't know much about them. I'll be the first to admit. But I liked what they did in this movie. Michael J. White playing the voice of Ben Turner was cool. And I've been a fan of Kelly Hu for years. She also played China White in the Arrow universe. And Michael J. White was in the Arrow universe as well as Ben Turner, I think. The Bronze Tiger. Yeah, I'm just going through his credit history here. Yeah. So he has been in the Arrow TV series as Ben Turner, so he's reprising his role once again. So basically the movie's told in a flashback kind of a way as well. We got the present day where the team have to kind of get together to fight this cult which are threatening to take over the world. That's what they do in these kind of movies. And it also flashes back to their time with O Sensei when they were getting trained and how they all met, and just kind of like forming that bond. And then jumps back to the future and present day 70s, and yeah, it just kind of follows their adventures that way. So I guess they could have called this movie Bruce Wayne and Friends. So I really appreciate that they tried to do something different with this one. I mean, we've got dozens of Batman movies and animated films and live action out there. So to take the property of Batman and just kind of surround him with some interesting characters and kind of see how he operates in that environment and actually spend time with those other characters. It's a real good opportunity to highlight more of DC and of that world. So it's not always going to be just about Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman and the Flash and Green Arrow. There's all these other amazing side characters which are just as interesting. And I think that's where this movie kind of excels. So like I said, I didn't know much about Richard Dragon going into this one. So it was a really nice opportunity to kind of get to know a very cool character. So he was modeled after Bruce Lee. And yeah, I think that was wonderful. I'm a big fan of Bruce Lee films. I grew up in the 70s, so that kind of aesthetic really appeals to me. So for me, it was just really cool retro throwback to an age of cinema that I just thoroughly enjoyed. And to have a Batman film set in that time period was very cool. So I love that DC will kind of do that and mix it up a little bit. I mean, the history of the DC characters is decades old, going back to the 30s. So if they want to kind of like pick a time period and just kind of play around with that, I'm all down. It was cool. And just to give a heads up to most of you diving into this film, and like I said, I'm not going to give it any major spoilers, but this might be considered a spoiler. So if you want to stop now, go right ahead and skip ahead a minute or so. But this is definitely a part one. It is a part one. The way they end this film is just like, what the hell? You can't end it now. Where's the rest of the movie? There's more, because it just ends on this cliffhanger and the story's not done. So I don't know if we're going to get a part two. I'd love it because I did enjoy this film, but just a heads up to those of you who are just kind of like diving in and going, okay, they might very well just end it there. They might just keep it as one and done and just have it end that way. But for me, I was just like, part two, please. Are you kidding me? So overall, Batman Soul of the Dragon on 4K, and like I said, the 4K is absolutely stunning on this film. It looked so good. I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10. Like I said, it's not one of the best DC animated films out there, but it was engaging, fun, and they dared to do something different. So I thoroughly enjoyed that aspect of it. And besides, like I said, I'm a big sucker of DC animated films. I just think they're amazing. I've got the whole collection from beginning to end. It's like over 20, 30, 40 films or so, just lots. Yeah, I'm just reading up here on the Internet Movie Database. It's the 40th film in the DC Universe Animated Original Movies line. Number 40. Holy crap, and I've got all of them. There's a new one coming. These always have a sneak peek for the next one, and this one says the next movie in the franchise is Justice Society World War II. So once again, kind of playing with that different time period, which I appreciate. So yeah, that's my review or my semi-review on Batman Soul of the Dragon. Have you seen it? What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.